Hey, welcome to Cowl-Free Kicks. On this channel I review leather-free sneakers only. I'm a bit under the weather at the moment, so sorry if this is coming across a little bit croaky, but this video is all about the MERRELL SPEEDARC Surge Boas. Welcome to the channel. If you've not seen one of my videos before, I always look into 5 different categories when I review a pair of sneakers, and I think they're all very important when you're making that decision into buying a new pair of kicks. Then at the end of the video, I will take into account all of those 5 categories and give these shoes an overall rating out of 5 stars. If you do like what you see as you're going along, please do not forget to click the little thumbs up like button below on your device. And whilst you're down there, and if you've not done so already, please do take time to subscribe to the channel. So let's start this review off as we always do by checking out these MERRELL SPEEDARC Surge Boas on feet. So this is the newest silhouette from MERRELL, which traditionally makes hiking and trail shoes. Now this is their new hiking shoe, but they have mentioned as well that it would make a good lifestyle sneaker for everyday use as well. And that's the type of review I do. So if you're expecting me to bound around on the trails with these, unfortunately that's not how I review shoes, but I think every category that I'm going to talk about is very important when you're looking into buying this pair of sneakers. Now let's start with the fact that these come with an absolutely massive midsole unit. It's a FloatPro Plus midsole unit, bit of a mouthful, and in the middle of it, it's split with this FlexPlate orange technology that also runs from toe to heel. There are little caverns in between that run all the way through the midsole unit, these little holes here, and then the upper of the shoe is the thing that is really taken my attention, is the fact that it's got a disc technology to do the lacing system. So they've done away with traditional laces and you've got a BOA disc operated lacing system. So the system works very simply. You do it up with the clicks and then you undo it with these incredibly loud clicks. And when it's on your feet, you're able to really do them up very nicely. I mean, I don't know how else to put it, but the system works very well in creating those small notches that just make the fit absolutely perfect on top of your feet. And it works by pulling in these systems that you can see on the outside of the foot, just here and here. There's 2 different BOA systems on the upper of this shoe, one more for the top of the toes and the forefoot, and one for the middle of the foot. And when you do them up, it does feel nice and snug. We'll talk about that more in the comfort section, but the clicks are much louder than I would have expected, especially when you are undoing it. The upper for the shoe also has a 100% breathable mesh lining, and the footbed for the shoe is 100% recycled also. And there's little Kevlar detailing that you can see sewn into the top as well to add durability. And then on top of that, you get more TPU overlays towards the toe and mudguard effects that run on top of this incredibly large midsole unit. And then you've got very subtle MERRELL branding just towards the toe of the shoe, also printed on in TPU. And as you move towards the rear of the sneaker, you've also got a heel pull as well to help you get them on and off. Overall, looks wise, I think they're a nice looking shoe because I think they're different. I like how chunky they are. But now I want to talk more about their comfort by putting them first to the test on my back doorstep, and then we'll also talk about how these are probably the squeakiest shoes that I have ever worn. You can see from the step test, I put a lot of pressure on this huge, chunky FloatPro Plus midsole unit, and unfortunately, I got nothing back. Just an example of how unflexible this shoe is when it's on your foot. It's the fact that you just can't bend them. Like, they're so unflexible. And they've got the introduction of this FlexPlate technology in the middle to increase stability and rigidity. I mean, your foot's not going anywhere in them. They're going to be very stable underfoot. But unfortunately, the lack of flexibility from this flexi plate really impacts the comfort. I felt that there was literally nothing returning from this FloatPro Plus midsole unit. It's quite firm to the touch, but I was expecting some bounce and some responsive give, but unfortunately there was just nothing. I didn't really feel any energy return, and looking at the shoe and from the text that Merrell have put on their website about it being their most responsive and comfortable ride ever, it just wasn't that for me at all. Incredibly firm. Probably got something to do with the fact that it's got this massive 3mm lug depth on the outsole for the shoe as well for extra grip, but otherwise just nothing really for me happening underfoot. And they're so squeaky as well. The squeakiest pair of shoes that I've ever had on my feet. And that for me was just annoying, to be honest. It's the fact that you don't get really any comfort from this midsole unit, and also the fact that they're incredibly noisy. On top of your feet though, the BOA lacing system does help you adjust the fit of the shoe quite nicely on top of your foot. The small increments of the twisting of the disc does mean that you can get a really nice tight snug fit, and obviously if it's too tight, just do a little release and they fit really nicely. They've got a nice amount of padding around the rear ankle and foot entry hole. The tongue is sewn in, so it's all like a full one-piece upper with the tongue sewn into the shoe as well. I just thought that they could have done so much more with the comfort, with the amount of midsole unit they've got. It just really didn't offer anything for me underfoot. Now size wise, they're an absolute true fit for me in a UK size 10. That's my Nike sizing that I always go with, so I'd just transfer your Nike sizing to these Merrells if you did want to buy a pair. I've got slightly wider than average feet, and the toe box has got a nice amount of width, so I didn't feel anything like kind of pinching my toes there at all. So the toe box is nice and wide. So fit wise, they're good. On the upper, they're good, but underneath the foot, massive disappointment. Now I want to talk more about their weight, where I want to put them on the scales. Another disappointing fact is that these come in at over 400 grams per shoe. That is incredibly heavy. Now, yes, they are supposed to be a hiking shoe, but just looking at the shape of these, like these for me look like a lifestyle sneaker. I wouldn't possibly wear these on the trails, just because even though you do get a nice amount of support, the upper is very thin and very flimsy. And I just don't think I would want that on a trail shoe. So if you translate that to a lifestyle shoe, the weight is very heavy. Anything above 400 grams is a heavyweight shoe. Anything below 350 can be classed as lightweight, and anything below 300 grams is just an incredibly freakishly pair of lightweight sneakers. So coming in over 400 grams, again, is a big disappointment. I appreciate that weight has probably come from the fact that you've got this FloatPro midsole and so much of it, and also you've got the introduction of this very heavy FlexPlate in the middle. But really, I just would have thought they would have tried to keep the weight down a little bit more. That's going to move me on to their breathability now, where I'm going to pump this Kevlar laced upper full of smoke to see how breathable it is. Really nice result in the breathability test. You can see the smoke flew out from the areas where you've got this exposed Kevlar mesh upper, especially the toe box, a little bit more towards the middle, but this BOA lacing system in the middle of the foot does take up quite a lot of extra material on top of this mesh upper, so it's not as breathable as it possibly could be in the middle of the foot, but there's enough smoke escaping towards the toe box that I would say that these are going to offer you nice breathability. Now that's going to move me on to their price. Now these set you back an absolute whopping £240 per pair. I cannot support that price for this shoe. Based on what you get for your money, I just think it's too much. I would really expect these to come in at the 175, 180 mark, to be honest, because you're introducing a new silhouette with new technology. I'd really want that to be kind of like supported with a more of an introductory price rather than slapping £240 on it. I just think it's way too much. And that's going to bring me on to my overall score for these, and I can't give these any more than 2 stars. And to be honest, I was very close to giving them 1 star, just because of the fact that they've created a shoe with all of this midsole technology, and it just really didn't offer me much at all. And they're just so squeaky and so loud, and I don't know if that will improve over time. But I do not want to walk around like that with the squeakiest shoes I've ever had on for £240 per pair. I just think it's absolute insanity. So 2 stars is the most I can give these shoes. Now, if you've liked what you've seen today, please do not forget to give the video a thumbs up right before you leave. Also, drop any comments below. You can follow me on Instagram if you like, and hopefully I'll see you again soon. Bye.